morning. Thank you for joining me for another episode of the Higher Grounds Podcast, Morning Minute Meditation. Our thought today is coming from a very familiar verse, the book of Proverbs, chapter number 3, and verse number 6, where the Bible says, "In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths." I was thinking about that verse. There's not a one of us as a Christian that would say that we would not love for God to be able to direct our paths of our lives. That word direct there is a little bit of an interesting word. It means to make straight. Each one of us, if we live according to our flesh, according to the desires of our flesh and the body that we dwell in, we're going to walk a crooked path in this life. But I'm glad that we serve a God who desires to direct our path and who is able to direct our path. He knows the way we need to walk in. He's willing to show us that way. He's willing to make that way straight so that we can walk in a perfect way. But the only way he's going to do that is based upon you and I doing the first part of that verse. The Bible says, "In all thy ways acknowledge him." The word acknowledge, it just means to know or to recognize. It deals with our perception. Could it be that the reason that so many people who claim the name of Christ and say they're Christian are walking in what we would call crooked ways is because they fail to acknowledge him in all areas of their life? I pray that God would help me and help you to acknowledge him in everything that we do so that he'd be able to make our path straight, to direct us in the way that we need to go. This has been the Higher Grounds Podcast Morning Meditation. May the Lord bless you today.